Exciting. Yeah, that's hello, good afternoon. I'm Professor Regina, and we have a very special afternoon time, a very special webinar today. We have Richard. He's responsible for the representative of the Westminster University. So this is Zero, this is Mackenzie to talk more about the summer courses. And after you can ask any questions about the program, about everything that you want, about London, about everything that you want to know. And we are very happy to be here. After the presentation, he will share this material and we put in the international affairs page. So thank you again. Welcome, Brazil. Welcome, Sampaio, and welcome, Mackenzie.
Thank you very much, Regina, and thank you everybody for coming today. So yeah, my name is Richard. I'm from the University of Westminster in London, as you know. Just a tiny bit the history of Westminster and Mackenzie. We have this new partnership, so this is why we are here to say hello to your staff and to meet with you to tell you about the possibility to come to London to study at Westminster. Okay, so I'm here to give you some information on that. It'll be about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And then if you have questions, you can ask me as well. Okay, so let's get going here. So yeah, we are a very friendly team. We have many staff in the university. That are working in many different areas. If I close, yeah. So you are going to be interacting with our office for any questions about the summer program, the application. Of course, the COI and staff at Mackenzie will help you too, but you will be meeting with us, I am sure, if you decide to come to Westminster. So really, just to say, please don't be shy. You can contact us about anything you need to ask about the summer school. So the University of Westminster is a medium-sized university in the UK. We have about 21,000 students, and we have Brazilian students from a couple of universities across Brazil that are coming to Westminster and have been coming for about 20 years for the summer, but also for our semester program. Now, I think pretty much everyone here is interested in summer, I think, today. So I'm going to focus a bit more on summer. So this is just some background. But in the summer, it's going to be a bit of a different experience compared to our semester program. Okay, but still, we're going to talk a little bit about London, Westminster, and everything related to our university. So this is a map of the centre of London with our campus locations, okay? So as you can see, we are not a traditional campus with just one area and like a boundary, okay? We have different buildings across the centre of the city. Now for the summer school, you are going to be located basically in one building. It's a bit different, okay? So you can see, maybe it's a little small, but it's Marylebone campus. This is going to be the base of our summer school this year and probably for future summers as well, because some of you might be thinking next year or 2 years. It's probably going to be the same place. It is in a very safe part of London, super central. To compare to Sao Paulo, I don't know, probably like Jardim or Paulista or here, like it's right in the middle of the city. This is a great location. You can walk around very easily. As I say, very safe. You can see the green areas are two very beautiful royal parks. You can spend lovely afternoons in them. We have many, you can see the little dots are the metro stations. In England, we call it the tube. And you can get around London by walk, by foot, or taking trains very, very easily. It's also very close to Buckingham Palace in the south. You can see the river as well on the bottom there. Basically, a wonderful place to spend 3 weeks or 6 weeks of studying with us. We also have 2 dormitories. You can see one of them is in the corner here, which is about 30 minutes into Marylebone on the metro. And we have another one in the top picture, a little bit further out, but actually the journey is shorter. It's only 20 minutes on the train. It's just slightly outside of the centre of the city. So come to London, come to Westminster, enjoy this amazing area as part of your summer programme. Is everything okay? Are you understanding the English and that? Yeah, just want to check. My accent might be different to the American one you might hear more often. Let's keep going. So let's talk about the programs, right? So you have the opportunity to come with us through Mackenzie for the summer program, which is either 3 weeks or 6 weeks. This depends on you really. Do you want to come for the 3 or the 6? Okay, so it's two sessions, we say. Now, in each session, there is the chance to take 1 class. Now, because it's a short program, the class is pretty intensive. Okay, so you are studying every day in the mornings, and then in the afternoons, you might have some social activities, but you have a bit of free time as well. Okay, you can see the dates there from the middle of June until the beginning of July, or the beginning of July until the end of July. So it's coming up quite soon. So if you're thinking this year, you're going to need to start thinking quickly about if it's an option for you. But if you're thinking maybe next year, it's going to repeat like the same dates, more or less. Every year it's June and July. And for 3 weeks, of course, it's going to go quite quickly. So sometimes we do see students who are coming a bit further, like South America, might want to do the 6 weeks just to take advantage of the longer period of the summer. But it is really up to you. Okay. Now, I'm not going to talk too much today, but also just so you know, if you think maybe in the future you want to do a semester with us, that is also an option for you. Okay. So that is more of a traditional study abroad. You come for 3 classes from September to December or January until May. It's a very it's a bigger program there, and all the British students are on campus. So very much similar to what's happening now at Mackenzie. Just something to think about if you're thinking, okay, maybe summer is great, but I would actually like a longer period. The semester is also possible for you in the future. So speak with the course staff about this. As you can see, for the summer coming up, and also for the autumn semester, if you did think about autumn, the deadline is quite soon. I said 1st of May, so we've got a couple of weeks. So, if you're thinking this summer, you're going to need to decide quite soon. But that's just to say, if you're thinking for this summer. Now, we have to be honest about the costs. Okay, this is a program that is going to cost money, and it's a fee-paying program. So maybe have a look closely at this. I want to be really honest about this. There are 2 costs. One is for tuition, and one is for the housing or the dormitory fee. Okay, so if you're thinking for 3 weeks, it's coming roughly 25,000 reais. And if you're thinking for 6 weeks, we're talking a little bit closer to 47,000 reais. So that is for the tuition and the dormitory. Okay, then of course, if you pay for social activities, you're going to pay that separately. And of course, the plane ticket as well is going to be your own separate expense. The semester, as you can see, is about 60,000, and the dormitory is a bit more expensive because it's a longer period, right? 3 or 4 months of living in the dormitory. So yeah, these are just the figures to bear into mind. You don't have to pay like now with the application. There is a little bit of a deadline later, but think about that carefully as well. So I already spoke about the summer being 3 weeks or 6 weeks. Now you will study we call it a module or 1 class, and this class is for credit. Okay, so this is coming to you at the end on a transcript that you can transfer back to Mackenzie. Okay, so last summer we had 2 Mackenzie students who did this, and sadly they're not here today. We have 2 that are already coming, so they're going to take a class for 1 session, and that's going to be sent back to you guys through a transcript with a grade that converts into your studies here at Mackenzie. The summer school is an amazing experience. It's international summer school. So that means, obviously, but that means all of the other students are coming from many other countries. So it's not for the London students, right? It's not for the British students. So last summer we had about 160 students who came from all over Europe, some from the United States, 2 from Mackenzie, we had a few from Mexico, some from Korea and Australia. So it's a very nice mixture of students from different places. So you will meet a lot of people from other countries. Now, there are very few Portuguese-speaking students, just the ones from Mackenzie. So you're going to speak a lot of English. I think this is a good thing, right? This is the point. You will be probably very popular because you'll be the only Brazilian students we have. So people will be interested to learn about you, your culture, and you will meet students from many other countries. As well as the studies, you're going to have an amazing time in London. Now, London is, well, the UK is quite a cold country, but in the summer we become like a different species. The sun starts shining and things start to loosen up. It's a wonderful place to be in the summer, I promise you. You know, we can have weather a little bit like this in some days, but it's a very pleasant place to be. You can explore London, you can explore even taking trains to Europe, potentially to other places. You know, we have a 2-hour train journey to Paris from London. So you can use it a little bit if you want to do a trip or something in the 6 weeks or 3 weeks, you can do that as well. So it's a great place to be. I mentioned the 2 dormitories. I'm going to talk about them in a minute. Dormitory life is also a big part of the social experience. Now, I haven't listed all of the modules, but these are some of the most, I would say, popular and most commonly selected modules for the summer. You probably saw some things already, right? I think some of you did some research. So these are some examples of the great modules that we have. Like I say, what will happen is you will take everyday modules in the morning. I think it's from 10 until 1, so it's quite intensive. And then in the afternoon, you either have time off or you might have some like field trip into the city. Okay. The summer school is a lot of fun because you are not just in the classroom, like inside all the time. You are going out into the city. Okay. So for example, if you take arts and society, you will be going to art museums, art galleries as part of the course. Okay. So it's like a very dynamic experience. It's not like a traditional classroom where you're just in class every day. You know, we are not that cruel, okay? The sun is shining, we need to get you out, and that is a part of the experience. Every class has about 15 to 20 students, okay, so quite small, and you're going to be doing a lot of interactive work with each other, okay? So you become like quite a close community, right, in your class. But then, of course, you're going to meet the students from other classes as well, in the lunchtimes, in the social events, and these things. Okay, but yeah, you can see here, really we're looking at cultural kind of studies, a lot of business and marketing modules, one on climate change, which is very popular. So psychology and city life. I think the Mackenzie ones last year took psychology, I believe. So yeah, it's up to you. Go onto the website to see more details on the materials of every class to make your decision a bit easier. And then, again, just very briefly, if you do think about semester study abroad, you're very welcome. You take 3 or 4 classes. You can take much more variety of classes, obviously, and that are open to all of our students. And we also have this fantastic internship program where you can do your studies and also do an internship in a London business. So I'm just saying, so you know, it might be something that is interesting for you, you know, in the future as well. You might even come on the summer and say, I want to come back for a semester. That is very much an option for you as well. As a Mackenzie student, you get a discount. It's a nice thing to think about. We had a couple of Mackenzie students in the past, and yeah, it could be something to think about. Okay, we're about halfway through. So you're doing well. Let's keep going. I'm just going to talk a little bit about more now sort of, we spoke about London and the summer school and the application, processes and things. We're going to talk about student life a little bit and just London life. Anybody has been to London? Oh, okay, a couple of you, yeah. Good, okay, so you know a little bit already. So a big part of the summer experience is the summer social program. Okay, now every summer we offer this to the students. It's optional. You do have to pay a little bit extra. The fee is on the website. I can't remember exactly this year what it is. But this is basically every 2-3 days, there are different activities that are happening. So we go to Oxford, we go on a boat trip on the River Thames, we go to, I think it's Buckingham Palace as well, like different cultural events that are happening throughout the sessions, okay? So the summer social program is a great way to obviously, get better friends with everyone on the program, and see a little bit more of the city, but also the region. As I say, we go to Oxford, I think we go to Brighton. Like, these are nice cities that are near London, that are, short train journeys or bus journeys on the weekends. So it's something just a little bit extra for you guys. You don't have to do it. If you think, I'm quite independent, I want to just sort of do my own thing in London, no problem. But this is another option for you to kind of add on to your summer experience. We also have like some social events for everyone, right? It's not just a social program. So when you come, we'll have like a welcome event in the pub. We'll have some drinks and some food. We also do a farewell event at the end to say goodbye. This is for everyone, okay? So you don't have to do the social program. There are still some great social events for you guys to be part of. And then, of course, you make your friends with each other. You do your own things. You will do your own things in the city, I'm sure. But it's something I wanted to mention. Marylebone campus is really modern. Lots of space, lots of places to chill out. We have a canteen, a cafeteria. There are many coffee shops and restaurants right in front of the campus. The campus is opposite a tube station. And it's also opposite a very good museum called Madame Tussauds, which is like a famous museum in London. You're going to love it. It's a great, great place. Okay, the campus and also the area. So the dormitories, right? So we recommend, if you want to come to do these programs, 100% you should select the dormitory. You can live independently. We don't stop you. You're adults, but I would recommend for summer, you must live in the dormitory. It's much easier for you. You're going to make a lot of friends. You get your own room, so you have a private room. Some of them have bathrooms, but you're going to share the kitchen, and you're also going to share the apartment with 6 other students. So you'll have your own room, and there will be, 5 other students plus you. Will be living on a corridor, basically. So you have an apartment together and you share the kitchen, and some of you will share bathrooms. There's like 2 or 3 bathrooms in each apartment. You can see some pictures there. Facilities are pretty basic. It's not luxury living, but it's definitely advisable. 24-hour security. You have great locations as well. Okay, so both dormitories, Harrow and Alexander Fleming, are in different areas of the city, but they are very easily accessible to the centre. I think it's a big part of the experience as well. So, the dormitories. Don't worry, we can have some questions at the end if you have something. I know dormitories can produce a lot of questions. Now, just a little bit about London. So we have so much happening. We are a big sports city in the summer. Of course, the football matches will not be happening, but we have a great tennis tournament. Wimbledon is happening right when you are in London. I really recommend if you like tennis, or even if you don't, you should go and try and spend a day there. It's such a beautiful location and venue. Of course, we have many other things happening. We had the Olympics, as you had in Rio, in Brazil as well. But we had the Olympics as well, so there's a lot of sports venues, and the culture of sport is very big in the UK. So that's students enjoy. In terms of getting around the city, I mentioned before that it's really easy to get around. It's very, very safe. We have a very big network for the tubes, as you can see there. Similar to Sao Paulo, it's a very big part of our culture. You take the metro all the time. London is very flat, so you can walk around pretty easily. And we also have buses, riverboats, and some trams to get around. So I think for you guys, it's quite normal, right? You come from a city where, or you live in a city where this is also the reality. So you're going to feel very familiar with this. And then you can get the train to Paris, to Brussels, to Amsterdam from London as well. So this is a great place to connect to Europe. And of course, you can fly very quickly. I think in Europe, it's only like 2-3 hours to everywhere in Europe. It's probably the same size as the whole of Brazil. And then our food, we don't have the best reputation, but we do have some things that I like to recommend. Our fish and chips is one of the big national dish. I suppose you have to eat this. I think we maybe even take you somewhere for this. So let's see. We have a great breakfast as well that you can enjoy in like a traditional place. We drink a lot of tea in the UK, but coffee is of course very, very popular. And then the pub. The pub is a UK institution, we say. So you are going to go to one for the welcome event. You can have soft drinks or beer or alcoholic drinks. It's totally up to you. And our pubs are very historic. They're very beautiful places. The wood and everything. There's a great atmosphere in there. And then there's I think the World Cup is happening this summer, so it's probably fun to go and watch, the Brazil games in the pub. That will be a lot of fun, I'm sure. We have a small Brazilian community in London. It's not big, but there is a little community. I have seen some events before with the Brazilian community, so I recommend that for sure. And then the city itself. So some of you already went to London, so you saw this. We have a really nice mixture. A little bit like here, I think, like that modern and the new. I mean, Sao Paulo's skyline is just crazy. So many high buildings. We don't have that. But we have, for sure, quite a lot of, we have the big finance district is in London for European cities anyway. So a lot of new tall buildings, but also many, many historic traditional buildings. That is our big cathedral, halls. And we have a big theatre district as well. So we have many, many amazing theatres that are, of course, a bit older, more historic. But you're going to enjoy that mixture. It's a beautiful city, like to look at and to like walk around. It's a very, very eye-catching city. And it's a very green city because it does rain quite a lot in the summer. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be warm and it'll be mainly dry, but you will see a lot of greenery. We have amazing parks, huge parks you can walk through. We have the river that's very nice to walk along. You can get a coffee or whatever, just walk along the river. It's so peaceful and so beautiful. And this is actually a canal. We have many canals that are like smaller rivers, let's say, narrow rivers, and they're so nice to walk along. You can just like walk along the canal network in London on an afternoon, and it's very relaxing for sure. And then we have the gardens. We are a nation of gardens. Love our botanical gardens, which I recommend you visit as well. Okay, so we're getting to the end now, and I want to now just talk a bit more specifically about if you think, amazing, how do I apply? I want to come, let me submit my application. You're going to probably just check a couple of things with internal processes at Mackenzie, so speak with Professor Regina and other staff if you need to. But to make an application, it's very simple. You're going to go onto the website, the Westminster website, and you're going to need 2 documents, okay? One is the English language proof, and the other one is your transcript at Mackenzie showing these grades you see here, okay? So for the English language, we have some like criteria, and then for the transcript as well, there is some criteria. Of course, you're going to need a passport as well, but these are the 2 documents you have to upload with your application. If we don't see these, we're not going to be able to progress your application. So you're going to upload these documents, and of course, you're going to put some basic personal details. You're going to tell us which dormitory you're interested in, what module you want to study, of course, the important part. And basically, with that information, we're going to just check things. If everything's okay, we're going to send you an acceptance letter, and then you're going to use that to come into the UK. You don't need a visa, okay? So don't worry, it's a short program. So luckily, that means the government has made it very easy for students to come in. There is no complicated visa process. You're just going to need your passport and the acceptance letter to show the airport in case they say what you're doing here, but you're coming on like it's called a visitor visa, right? So these are the documents you're going to need to start preparing very soon for this summer. If you're coming next summer, you have plenty of time to do that. If you don't have an English language certificate, actually, can I ask, do people have like an English language certificate already? Has everyone kind of got one? Yeah, okay. If you don't, please don't stress and like pay for one like now to get, because we can do something like it's like a letter, just from you guys, just to say the student has right level, no problem, okay? But it sounds like you've all got one anyway, so that's great. That is Marylebone. That's the entrance to Marylebone campus. So this is like, you're going to see this a lot if you come. This area is where you have lunch and other activities. Okay, so I just kind of mentioned this. So this is the same information here. Speak with Mackenzie. You can apply on the website. It takes about 10 minutes, uploading your documents, and then we're going to send you an acceptance letter very, very quickly if everything's okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is everything. So thank you so much for coming. We've got some time now. If you have questions, you can always email us. I am looking at this email. We will reply to you. If you think later, I forgot, I need to ask you something, email us there. I recommend, you don't have to follow. If you want to follow, you can, but I recommend you check out that Instagram, because right now there are many videos of like the summer program from last year and like what's coming up, right? So that will give you more of a visualization, right, of the summer. I'm telling you, but that will be a good place to check out. You can see a lot of stuff over there last summer. So thank you very much. And yeah, let's should we have some questions if anyone has any, or to ask something? Yes, please.
I would like to know if the professors that will be giving this classes, they're from the university or?
Very good question. So yeah, so he's asked for people online, if the professors at the summer school are giving the classes, if they are from the University of Westminster. The answer is yes. They are our professors. So we're not bringing in professors from other places. They teach like the regular semester courses as well. Okay, so these are Westminster professors. Many of them have been with us for many, many years. So they are used to doing summer school, but yes, they are professors. You will have one professor basically. I think sometimes there's like a helper as well, but usually it's the one professor who's teaching.
Two questions. So that we have to pay for our own plane ticket and everything. So how do we get to the university once we land in London? Will there be someone here, or do we just go to the campus and then like, hey, I'm here for the summer program?
Yeah, good question. So how do you get from the airport to the campus or to the accommodation? You're going to go directly to the accommodation. So London has here is various airports. You're probably going to fly to one which is called Heathrow, which is sorry, Heathrow is like on the other side to the west. Okay, so from there are 2 or 3 metro lines that come into the city. So you can take the metro. It's really quick, simple, easy. It's not difficult. It just depends. If you've got a lot of luggage, you might think, oof, I don't know if I want to do that if I've flown in 12 hours. So what I would recommend is you consider just getting a taxi. It depends on, as I said, your luggage and your energy. But you can take the metro, or you can take a taxi. Now, what you're going to do is you're just going to go directly to the dormitory, okay? And you're going to check into the dormitory on the day of arrival, and then that's that. Of course, if you arrive a little bit early because you're doing some travel, then please don't go to the dormitory because you might not be able to check in. So sometimes students come a few days early and they're doing something, you're going to go to your hotel. But yeah, the answer is you can take the metro or you take a taxi.
So our afternoons off or on our days off, we're going to have the weekends off?
That's correct, yeah. Weekends are off. Okay.
And then we can go to the West End, we can visit museums.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. So classes are
Please,
finished
can you
tomorrow.
repeat the question because we have the people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this question was, it's a good question. Do you have the weekends off? Okay. So yes, the answer is you do. So your classes are from Monday to Friday. And I think on Friday they end a little bit earlier to give you a bit more time on Friday to begin the weekend. And then if you're doing the social program, some of the activities that happen on the weekend, you might say one time, oh, I'm going to miss this social activity because I want to go to travel. So that's also okay. If you do the social program, you don't have to go to everything. But yes, on the weekends, that is your free time. You can go to the West End. Yeah, you can go to museums. You could go to Paris. You could travel somewhere else. Okay, it's your own free time. Okay, so
About the dorms, if we get there like in 12, from 12, it's already there for us. Or
very good. Yeah, and that's a good question. I think the check-in is at 2 o'clock. So yeah, when you apply, if you apply, we're going to send you an acceptance letter with very detailed instructions on this kind of stuff. I do think it is 2 o'clock, but I might be wrong. So let's wait, and you can either see on the website or when we send you the acceptance letter, it will say exactly the check-in process. So yeah, sorry, I can't completely answer that. The question was about the check-in for the dorms, right? So on the day you arrive, it's a Saturday arrival. So the Saturday is the day we ask you to arrive, and then I understand it's from 2 o'clock. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, yes, please. You can agree, yeah.
So I have two questions. The first question was about dorms. Is it the same price for all the dorms, shared and individual ones? And about the certificate, does it have to be from an English course or maybe like from a single teacher?
Yes, the first question is the price of the dorms. So they are very similar. There's Harrow dorms and Alexander Fleming. I think it's only like a £20 difference. They are very, very similar. I'll put that price up there again. So it's about 8,000 to 9,000 reais for one session. So for 2 sessions, it's going to be around 17,000 reais. So yeah, very, very similar price. And I think your question also was like for the single room with a bathroom and single room without a bathroom. I think again, it's very, very similar. It's just depending on availability. Okay, you are definitely getting a room if you want to come. Right? Don't worry about that. You're getting a room. We're not going to send you somewhere else. Okay. And then the second question was, sorry.
It was about the English.
Yeah, the English certificate. It does need to be one of those ones I listed. So TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo, or Cambridge are the 4 you see most of that. IB, International Baccalaureate as well. If you are worried it's none of those, and you're like, oh, we can just simply give you this letter.
Yeah.
We have the letter, and Regina or someone in the office is just going to put your name and say it's okay. So if you want, you can email that address and ask us for the letter. We can send it to you, and you can give it to the student there. So please don't book a test if you don't have one of those certificates. Don't worry.
I don't have like TOEFL, but I have an English certificate. I just wonder if that's like.
It might not be. So in that case, we're just going to use the letter.
Yeah, it's important. It's not an English course. Yes, so it's important because you have to learn and to talk. Because you have to participate in a lot of activities, learn people, so they can show the library. Okay.
Yes, sure.
I'd like to know about the internship possibility you mentioned.
Yeah,
Is
sure.
it possible to do the separate course or only the semester fees?
Good question. So, student has asked if you can do an internship during the summer program, or is it only for the semester? It's only for the semester because it's a 10-week internship, so it's quite a serious internship. You're doing it at the same time as your semester studies. Okay, so you will come and take 2 classes, and then you would also do an internship where you go into a London business as part of the semester. So that's an option for students who are thinking, right, I want to get professional experience, I want to come to London for a longer time. That internship program is a great option for you, but it's not possible in summer. Okay.
And you got paid from the internship?
Unfortunately not. It's a non-paid internship, so it's about professional experience. Okay, so the university will help you find the company. We will do that with you, right? So you're going to tell us you want to do the study abroad plus internship. What is your background? What are your studies? What is your professional plan? We're going to match you with a company in London. You're going to go in there 14 hours a week, and you're going to do work in the company. Okay, it could be. We have about 180 companies in marketing, finance, retail, fashion. We're going to match you with something that suits your interests, and then that process begins at the start of the semester. So, yeah.
What is the Cambridge binder?
Oh, I can't remember, but I think you're going to be fine. Yeah. I think you're all going to be fine. I can't remember the Cambridge cut-off point. Again, if it's for whatever reason you're below it, we can just get a letter to say we trust that you have it. Yeah, you can put them both in. Yeah. But I'm sure it's going to be fine. If there's any issue, we're just going to ask for. Yeah. It's an international summer school. Now, look, we don't expect students to be fluent, but in my experience, and I'm listening to you all today, you're going to be fine. We have students who have different levels, and I think Brazilian students.
Yes. We have a professor here.
Okay.
Professor Evento.
That's it. Yeah, great questions, everybody. Yeah. Is anybody? So, are some of you thinking? If you put your hands up, do you want to apply for this summer? Do you think you will? Okay, so a few of you, yeah. I mean, as I said, it'd be absolutely great to have you. We can sort things out quite quickly if you make an application. As I said, we already have 2 Mackenzie students apply, so yes, you're very welcome. And then, of course, if you think for next summer, same thing applies. Or if you think about the semester for the internship we have this autumn or spring next semester, you can absolutely apply for those as well. So many options.
Yeah.
What's the deadline about?
What?
The deadline for the summer. So I put it here, it said May 1st, the summer and also autumn semester. Today is the 17th, right? So we have a couple of weeks. Now, we can be a little bit flexible because you're not coming for very long. It's like we don't do too much work for, preparing for you in the sense that it's a 3 or 6 weeks. So I would say May 1st. If you're worried of whatever reason you don't have the documents or something to them, just drop us an email. We can look if we can extend it slightly. But really, you should be aiming for around May 1st for the summer programs. Yeah, so a couple of weeks. Yes.
It's possible to stay there for the whole summer, because there are 2 sessions per session from May 1st to another.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the whole summer.
Yeah. So the question was, is it possible to stay in London for the whole summer, or stay for longer? The answer is yes. Okay, so by coming on the summer program, I think you have, I think it's a 6 months period of being able to stay in the UK. Obviously, you're going to have to come back to Brazil at some point, but you could. I think many students do this, right? You can come for the 3 weeks or 6 weeks, and then you might want to do some more travel in Europe or the UK. Of course, depending on other visa situations in other countries. But if you want to stay in the UK, you can stay a little bit longer. This is quite common. So yeah. Possible.
If I apply for the 6 week, the dormitory can not change. I'll also be on the same for the 6 weeks.
Yeah, sometimes they do change. Yeah, some students do take one and then the other. It's not common, but you might want to do that. Yeah, put it in the application or make a note of it, just to let us know. I think that's possible. I mean, that's an interesting one because you get to see two dormitories, two areas. Sorry, the question is if you can change dormitories halfway through. It's not that common, but yeah, you can look at doing that. You just have to check out one and then go to the other. Good.
No.
You've been a great audience. Thank you very much for listening. Very good questions. You made a good use of this. And of course, you can speak to Professor Regina, you can email us.
Yes.
We might see some of you very soon.
Please, it's possible to split the payment of the
No, the payment that needs to be made all together. Yeah, the payment does need to be made all together. You don't have to pay when you make the application, right? So when you're on the website, it's not like you're going to pay right there. I think it's like there is another way to extend it a little bit. It's all on the application page, but you can't split, I'm afraid. Yeah.
And then they have to apply, and then after you send the link with a special price for the students. Yes, we can talk. Yes,
Yeah.
It's important to talk about.
So just to be completely honest, so I work in the team that is going to be welcoming you. This lady, yeah, she is called Lauren, and she is really kind of making she's kind of managing the summer program. So you're probably going to have more contact with her than with me. You will see me for sure, but she will be handling questions. She's very, very quick. Don't worry, if you have questions, she's going to be answering you. But yeah, that's your kind of probably contact person. Okay, the office. So yeah, she'll explain exactly the small discount that we give to you guys, the payment. If you have questions about the payment, that's going to be handled by Lauren. Okay. So.
Okay, I think I will talk in Portuguese. So.
Yes, please do. Yes, yeah.
Bom, vamos lá. O Richard, ele esteve aqui essa semana, nós tivemos uma feira muito importante de universidades estrangeiras, que foi em Florianópolis, então ele veio até o Brasil para fazer a apresentação. Nós aproveitamos essa visita dele e falar um pouco aqui está, né, presencialmente e tudo mais. Então, o que nós vamos fazer? No site da POI, tem lá a página do International Affairs, do International Policy. Se vocês forem olhar aquela parte de estudar no exterior, já tem, quando vocês clicarem lá, vai ter o curso do Westminster, tem algumas informações, tem a página lá. O que nós vamos fazer hoje? Né? Nós vamos colocar na próxima quarta, isso vai estar tudo em ordem, lá já tem um link, então, o que é a sugestão? Vocês, né, hoje é o primeiro contato para muitos de vocês saberem quais são as oportunidades, até para saberem se vão ter outros alunos interessados. Então, minha recomendação é que vocês entrem nessa página, ou entrem no site da universidade, porque vejam que são oferecidos vários cursos. Aí vocês podem olhar dentro de cada aula, de cada curso, tem um programa, tem um schedule com as aulas, com conteúdo, com o cronograma, tudo certinho. Na próxima quarta-feira, nós vamos colocar lá na página o formulário de pré-inscrição. Por que isso? Porque a ideia é até conectá-los, né? Porque às vezes tem 2 alunos que já fizeram a inscrição. Então, a gente fazer, né, criar um formulário de pré-inscrição, ou mesmo que as pessoas não façam ainda a inscrição agora, mas pelo menos um formulário de interesse. Porque aí, eventualmente, a gente pode marcar uma outra reunião para vocês se conhecerem, para vocês trocarem as informações a respeito de passagens, a respeito de hospedagem e tudo mais. E aí, nós vamos compartilhar também essa apresentação lá, para vocês também tirarem as dúvidas, para vocês mostrarem os pais de vocês e começarem a se organizar, tá bom? Porque aí, como a gente aproveitou essa visita dele, para ele estar aqui, né, diferente também dele apresentar do que é um webinar. Essa semana nós fizemos online, mas fizemos online. Então, já que ele estava aqui no Brasil, tínhamos que ele viesse aqui ao campus, falasse, mas provavelmente vocês vão ter outras dúvidas, né? Então, aí a gente vai tirando, a gente pode montar um grupo do WhatsApp para vocês irem perguntando, para compartilhando os materiais, que aí a gente consegue chegar à informação, porque são alunos de várias unidades, né? Então, eu perguntei no começo quantos eram do direito, acho que 3 ou 4, né? Então, assim, tem alunos de todas as unidades. Então, a gente pode até criar um grupo para ficar mais fácil, porque aí vocês também conseguem se organizar nesse sentido. Pois não. Isso.
Sobre a passagem individualmente.
O que acontece? Sempre muito importante você perguntar. Não existe, você vai fazer a inscrição direto na universidade, você vai pagar lá, vai pagar a sua acomodação, vai pagar a sua passagem, vai pagar as suas despesas, não existe nenhum momento de recebimento por nada da universidade. O que nós fazemos é o seguinte, nós temos acordos, né, parcerias institucionais de mobilidade acadêmica, de mobilidade de professores, então a gente achou interessante pegar algumas dessas opções e fornecer para os nossos alunos. Mas são cursos, como ele mencionou, que são oferecidos para estudantes do país inteiro. Né? Então, ano passado, mais de 150. Então, não é um curso só para Mackenzie, não é que o Mackenzie está organizando. Quem está organizando é a Universidade de Westminster, e aí está oferecendo para os nossos alunos. Então, a gente falou, olha, seria interessante se a gente conseguisse um número de alunos, vocês poderiam fornecer um desconto, então eles vão fornecer esses 10%, por isso que é importante você juntar, né, fazer a sua inscrição e juntar o histórico, que aí ele sabe que você é aluno do Mackenzie e ele consegue. Então, todo o dinheiro é tudo feito diretamente lá. Você perguntou a respeito das atividades no final de semana, são livres, você vai onde você quiser, se você quiser aproveitar o final de semana para conhecer algum lugar próximo, pegar um trem. Normalmente nas universidades eles têm refeitório, então como esse é um curso que vai acontecer, são vários cursos que vocês devem ter visto, vocês podem fazer as refeições na própria universidade, mas também tem as cozinhas coletivas. Então você pode comprar a sua alimentação, fazer, deixar na geladeira, então isso é possível também, porque é uma forma de você economizar. Tá? Então tudo que você fizer extra, de passeio, isso é tudo por sua conta. Londres tem uma grande vantagem que a maioria dos museus são de graça, né? Você não paga absolutamente nada. Então, essa parte cultural é muito boa. Mas você vai pagar para eles um curso e vai pagar a hospedagem. Despesa, o dia que você quiser, o voo, se quer fazer com conexão, se você vai pegar para um outro país, vai pegar um trem, isso cada um faz da forma que quiser, do jeito que quiser, tá? Vocês.
Se aqui faz poderia nessa população,
Pode, é isso que é importante, tá? Eles têm um portfólio de cursos que você pode escolher o curso que você quiser. Então, tem curso de fotografia, tem curso de arte, tem curso de direito. Se você quiser chamar alunos de outras universidades também, o curso é aberto. A única coisa que tem é um desconto para a gente, porque por conta da parceria. O ano passado, a gente tinha alguns professores que têm projetos em curso, então é isso. Você.
Isso conta para currículo, para...
Isso conta para currículo, porque é um curso que é feito, não é um curso de inglês, é um curso numa área específica. Né? Então, o que acontece? Você vai voltar com certificado de uma universidade. Agora, assim, o alcance, né, o papel, o peso que isso vai ter, vai depender da sua área de inovação, daquilo que você quiser. Mas é uma experiência, interessante, por isso eu estou frisando que não é um curso de inglês, é uma experiência. É um curso, uma área específica com uma universidade. Então, não é um centro de curso, uma escola, é uma universidade, vai conferir o certificado, e aí você vai poder apresentar, dependendo da área que você for trabalhar. Tá? Então, isso é bacana, porque, assim, é um peso, tem um selo de uma universidade, e é um curso de uma área específica. Né? Então, não é um curso de inglês. E aí, o interessante é que você vai ter essa experiência internacional, conhecer professores, fazer network, ter a possibilidade de voltar, pensar em escrever algum artigo. Então, aí cada um pode dar o andamento que quiser. Lá no fundo, pois não.
Chegar lá.
When to arrive to start the first day of the first model, I don't know.
June 13th. Yeah, June 13th to July 4th. July 4th until July 25th.
São 2 módulos, vocês podem escolher o que fica melhor. Então, é uma questão de vocês conversarem, verificarem passagens também, né? E aí, o curso começa, né, na segunda-feira, on Monday, yes?
Yes. So you arrive on Saturday, check into the dormitory, and Monday the class begins.
Sempre começa, eles colocam a entrada no dormitório, sempre aos sábados. Por quê? Porque aí, às vezes tem algum problema de conexão, de voo, aí você chega, faz o seu check-in lá na computação. No domingo, você vai ao supermercado, vai conhecer a região, tudo, e o curso começa mesmo na segunda-feira. Bom, claro.
Isso vai e fala comigo, esse tipo de certificado inglês.
Isso. O que acontece? Qual é a preocupação deles? Tá? A preocupação dele é que você vá para lá achando que você vai aprender inglês. Né? Então, você tem que vão ter visitas, vão ter oficinas, dependendo do curso, tem visitas ao museu, tem simulações de fotografia, tem curso, tem simulação de um julgamento, por exemplo. Então, o que ele falou? Você pode, se você tem um certificado, você pode apresentar, você pode usar, fazer até aquele certificado no Duolingo. Eles aceitam também uma carta, por exemplo, às vezes tem aluno que faz aula com professor particular. Aceita, tá? Então não tem problema. Tem alguns lugares, não sei, mas eu até posso falar com ele, tem algumas universidades que a gente faz, por exemplo, um curso lá nos Estados Unidos, que o aluno às vezes não tem nenhum desses documentos, aí eles fazem uma entrevista. Eles querem saber Se vocês sabem falar inglês, mas gente, vocês falam melhor que a gente se bobear, né? Porque vocês já estão numa geração. Mas é isso, tá? É para você não se enganar, achar que você vai lá. Às vezes uma pergunta que vocês fazem assim: ah, professora, meu inglês é bom, eu entendo, mas o acento, né? O sotaque deles é diferente do inglês americano, né? Então, não tem problema. Às vezes você chegando lá no primeiro dia, às vezes você demora um pouquinho, mas você vai, né? Você vai sair de lá falando muito melhor do que quando você chegou. Diga.
Bru, agora que você falou que tem vários cursos, eu estava só focado em pegação de direito.
Não, tem vários.
Mas na nossa área, eu acho que ele é um pouco confuso. Mas as áreas, por exemplo, Democracy in Crisis é direito. E Crime and the Law
Isso,
direito criminal.
Direito criminal, mas é mais específico de outros, porque lá tinha um sistema diferente do nosso. Então, assim, tem várias opções. Né? A nossa ideia, a ideia do escritório internacional é oferecer vários cursos de verão em curta duração. Por quê? Porque aí o aluno aproveita o período de férias, às vezes continua trabalhando, não fica muito tempo fora de casa. Então, o que nós estamos esse ano, se você tem a página do Instagram da COI, nessa aba do International Affairs, que a gente também está divulgando, nós estamos oferecendo 4 cursos. Né? Então, um é com Westminster, que tem vários cursos. Tem um só do direito, que é em parceria com a Ohio State University. Né? Então, é só direito, 1, 2 ou 3 semanas. Um específico de moda, de fashion law, que é da Faculdade de Direito, né? Que é o Instituto de Milão. E um que aí sim é inglês, tá? É inglês, que é na Universidade de San Diego. Só que tem inglês jurídico e tem inglês médico. Porque eles fazem um curso específico para quem é da área de biologia, de medicina, para saber termos técnicos. Então, tem essas 4 opções, essas 4 universidades. E assim, que a gente está divulgando, mas claro que você, como a inscrição é direto na universidade, nada impede que você converse com um representante internacional e fale, olha, quais outros cursos estão oferecidos, tá? É que a gente fez aí essa iniciativa agora. Diga.
Eu queria saber se é uma opção de maneira.
Chief for the first semester, and you go to the marketing education. Necessary to have 1 year. It's mandatory or it's.
Summer school, semester. Summer school.
Yes, for summer school.
That's okay, yeah, you don't have to do 1 year.
Ok. Ele falou o
One
seguinte.
year is for semester.
Então, esse ano de Mackenzie, de conclusão de período, é para poder fazer o semestre, aplicar no semestre. Mas para fazer o curso de verão, não tem problema, tá? O curso de verão não precisa, tá? O curso de verão não tem essa necessidade. It's just word about. Tá bom? Não tem problema, pode ir, aberto. Então, nós vamos colocar na quarta-feira, gente, vocês estão aí com horário de almoço, tem estágio e tudo mais. Na quarta-feira, nós vamos colocar um formulário de pré-inscrição, e aí depois vocês pensem com calma, conversem. Tem um e-mail lá para vocês enviarem, para tirarem as dúvidas. Tem o hint de cada representante de cada unidade de vocês. Eu também estou à disposição, tem lá o meu e-mail, vocês podem perguntar. E aí, a partir do momento que as pessoas forem realmente. Então, vocês perceberam, né? Não preciso pagar agora, mas é importante para saber, né, quem é que está interessado. Então, já tem 2 alunas inscritas no Mackenzie, 2 alunas. Aí a gente organiza isso e vocês começam a conversar, trocar, né, figurinhas, para saber aí a respeito de voo, de quarto e tudo mais. Quem se prepara? Ok, Sheila, de classe.
Or 11 night. Are you in 11 month? Or yeah, so you can come as a graduate, and it's more for pleasure. Yeah, because then you won't be transferring credits back, right? Yes, if you graduate, you decide you want to come for summer or semester, you can do that. You can study. We sometimes have it. It's not like that common. We do sometimes have students who come and they take classes for like their own personal interest. Yeah, so it's very.
But some courses are only for people who are at the university.
No, not necessarily. If you finish university and you want to come back, they are open to everyone. Then you obviously do the whole process directly without seem to not come through Mackenzie.
Isso também é uma coisa importante. Tudo que a gente tem feito sempre para alunos e ex-alunos, tá? Então, essas questões, essas parcerias, porque às vezes os alunos da época da pandemia não tiveram oportunidade, não participaram da mobilidade. Então, tudo que a gente tem feito é sempre para aluno e ex-aluno. Então, nada impede que você já tenha se formado e você queira participar do curso de verão junto com os alunos, não tem problema nenhum, tá? Então, a parte do desconto também é sempre oferecida. Também permanece sempre. Yes, if for our case students, you always receive your discount because we are offering this course for the students that finish the course. Yes, for Mackenzie, for general. Yeah, ok. É sempre por conta da parceria. Bom, então deu para entender, gente? Acho que o próximo passo é vocês olharem todas as informações, verificarem o curso que vocês querem, programação, tudo direitinho. Converse em casa, veja passagem, veja que tem 2 datas de opções. Aí nós vamos colocar esse formulário disponível. E aí vocês têm interesse, a gente, né, falando, olha, eu quero realmente ir, a gente faz aí a parte da organização. Vocês começam a se organizar, começam a ver passagem, ver toda essa parte aí, que aí cada um faz da forma que quiser, como quiser. Pois não.
Professora, então, aquele QR Code que a gente encontra quando vai clicar no destaque da foto, no Instagram da foto, já é para inscrição, é só assim, a apresentação do curso?
Eu acho que é o QR Code que está na página do Santiago. Está aberta, dá para pegar aqui o site como aqui? Sim. Peraí, posso parar? Não, né? Não posso parar a apresentação? Pode, né? Ó, a gente está colocando, tá vendo? Deixa eu colocar aqui para vocês. Pode entrar no site da universidade, mas a gente está tentando concentrar as informações, ó, para ficar mais fácil para vocês. Quando vocês clicam aqui, ó, vocês sabem aonde é a página da COI? É aqui, ó. Tem uma aba escrito International Affairs, tá? Quando vocês clicarem aqui, vai aparecer a página, tá vendo? Ó, aí quando aparece aqui Estudar no Exterior, tem aqui, ó, Summer Courses, tá vendo? Aí quando vocês clicam aqui, tem as informações aqui do curso. Então, ó, tá vendo? Já tem Universidade de Westminster. Deixa eu fechar aqui. Não, agora acho que vai, vamos ver. Não tá ainda?
Acho que eu queria apertar no fazer acessórios.
Não, mas às vezes ele vai. Às vezes eu aperto o cancelar, senão eu entro. Peraí, vamos voltar lá, vamos ver se ele vai. Não vai, deixa eu fazer meu bem. Ó, então quando vocês clicarem aqui, vamos ver se agora vai.
Tem que liberar o nosso.
Não, já está liberado. Não. Ele deveria estar abrindo aqui. No celular está abrindo? Deixa eu tentar outra página. Mas, ó, é aqui. Quando vocês clicarem nessa página, tem os 4 cursos. O Felipe já saiu, né? Tem os 4 cursos, aí tem o e-mail do representante, tem as informações, tem o site, tem o prazo. Aí nós vamos pegar as apresentações, vamos colocar aqui também, tá? Então, aí você entra com calma, você pesquisa, vê qual curso que você quer, e dá para ter um panorama geral aí sobre isso, tá bom? E aí, fora isso, a gente também está fazendo a divulgação, nós estamos fazendo a divulgação no Instagram também da COI, cada curso também está fazendo a divulgação, né? Então, por exemplo, tem o FD Internacional, que é do Direito, tem o curso de Psicologia do CCBS, tem Engenharia, Arquitetura, então tem toda essa organização.
Então, quarta-feira é a pré-inscrição.
Eu vou criar, porque assim, o que nós fizemos, né? Eu esperei ter essa reunião geral para a gente poder ver o número de interessados. E porque aí já fica com uma parte de uma pré-inscrição, e aí depois a gente pode até avançar para o grupo do WhatsApp, para ficar fácil para vocês também, para vocês irem trocando informações. Porque como são alunos de cursos diferentes, então você fala às vezes, eu estou sozinha, então de repente eu já vou conhecendo, eu já vou vendo preço de passagem, funciona bem assim, né? O ano passado nós tivemos uma iniciativa assim na Faculdade de Direito, e nós fomos para o Ohio, e eu fiz exatamente isso, fiz um formulário de pré-inscrição, aí depois fizemos um grupo do WhatsApp, e aí começamos a trocar as informações, tudo direitinho. Bom, Mais alguém, gente? Tem alguém de casa que quer fazer uma pergunta? Acho que não, né? Pois não, pode falar.
Eu sou
Vocês o quê?
divulgação, tipo, aos técnicos, porque eu só vi, quando eu e aí eu falo com os meus colegas, vocês já viram, então, a gente não visto. Eu acho que por isso que a gente não veio e
O que você sugere? Estamos abertos a sugestões. A gente tem colocado na página da COI, os professores, os representantes internacionais têm divulgado, estamos colocando no Instagram, o que seria o e-mail, vamos colocar agora também na página do Mackenzie, né? O que mais se sugere, por exemplo?
Sim, eu vejo que alguma coisa mais física mesmo, já, por exemplo, sabe, todo da sala que tem, e aí
Mas tudo que tem aqui, a gente primeiro vai disparar para o grupo do representante.
tira nós,
Júlia, para o grupo dos representantes. Tudo vai para o grupo dos
e aí
representantes.
isso tinha que ficar sabendo, né? E acaba que o pessoal.
Mas vamos pensar, foi boa a sua sugestão, vamos ver se a gente faz isso essa semana também. Coloca na página do Mackenzie, né, também, e para a gente poder implementar melhor. Gente,
Só uma observação, eu acho que não teve nem para passar dos representantes. E os novos representantes desse semestre ainda não foram adicionados.
que faculdade que você é?
É de uso social.
Entendi. Então é bom, eu vou avisar, vou falar para a gente.
Aí tem que ir só na, talvez, hipótese.
Tá bom, tá ótimo.
Posso publicar?
Claro.
Sobre o que ela falou, isso é uma coisa que é geral, todos os filhos. Se você falar que sei lá, só da sua faculdade, você faz parte. Universidade, não é, no geral. A gente tem, eu sou representante do CSA, a gente tem quase 5.000 alunos e eles também estão no mesmo. O que começou a funcionar? Falar diretamente em sala de aula. Explicar. Eu tenho feito isso todos os dias agora. Abro o site, mostro tudo. Aí tem essas dúvidas todas que eu acabei de perguntar. De vídeo, não de vídeo. E aí, o que eu percebo é o seguinte: o volume de informação que chega para vocês é enorme. Então, chega e-mail, chega informação. Só que eu olho aquilo que está mais urgente, que me interessa. Então, precisa assim, de muita insistência, do tipo, tem na escada, tem aqui no elevador, de alguma forma você vai olhar para aquilo, que é quase, que o custo de fazer isso é impossível. Então, por isso que a gente já perguntou, qual é a sua sugestão? Porque a gente manda por e-mail, manda por representante, e o que passou a funcionar comigo é falar em sala de aula.
Exato.
Aí, falar em sala de aula, você tem que tirar meia hora ou mais para abrir o site, porque também não sei como é que é. Aí abre o site, começa a ler, tem dúvida também, várias dúvidas. Então, a gente está super disposto a receber as
Tem horário de intervalo, né? Que a gente não sai de sala de aula. Gente, repetir.
E toda unidade acadêmica, ela tem um representante internacional. Então, tudo que a gente sempre todos eles têm acesso a todas essas informações, que a gente tem os grupos, a gente tem. Então, que também a gente vou reforçar isso, tá, com eles, mas também pode ter uma provocação também de vocês, vamos, né?
Exatamente. Eu fiz um teste na minha curva. Falei, abra o e-mail de vocês agora e veja se esse e-mail não está lá.
Tá.
Aí, ou seja, a divulgação foi feita. Agora, a forma da divulgação, talvez, tenha que ser diferente, tem que ser mais enfática. E o que a gente está tentando fazer dentro das nossas possibilidades, que são também super afetadas.
Como que é seu nome?
Gisele.
Você é de que curso?
Cidade.
Então, Gisele, você vai ser a nossa coordenadora lá na Ministério. Exatamente, contamos na sua divulgação.
Nosso projeto de iniciação científica.
Então.
Você acha que legal? Legal. Porque aí vai engajando, né?
É você mesmo, professor.
Mas é isso mesmo, às vezes a pessoa está, no caso do direito, né, eu sou do direito. No ano passado, quando nós começamos a postar as fotos, os alunos começaram a falar assim, gente, mas não estava isso, por que eu não fui, não fiquei sabendo? Então, a igreja dá dó mesmo, mas e olha que a gente fez uma boa divulgação, mas até ela falou, né, tanta informação, grupo de representantes, eu sempre